What's going on, you salty sea dogs? Today I'm going to be showing y'all how to do inverted hole. It took me a minute to figure out the terminology of this word, or at least how to spell it. And I was spelling it like hole and getting some questionable results. Uh, anyway, yeah, today I want to show y'all how to do inverted hole in Touchdesigner. Inverted hole is a method used in video games, 3D animations, whatever, to create that rigid outline you'll see on a lot of video game characters. So like if you can see in all these examples I'm showing up here, these are all examples of inverted hole. Um, the process of doing this is essentially duplicating the same mesh over itself, and then the other mesh behind it is essentially culling, is being backface culled, and then you're only really seeing the outline of it because all its center goodness is kind of culled out. Um, In TD, it's a little different, but the concept is still there. In Blender, it's a lot easier probably to do it, but what I'm going to show y'all will probably make it pretty simple to do in Touchdesigner if you choose to use it uh, in any of your projects. The next thing I'm trying to worry about doing on this is now getting that hard tune shading with Touchdesigner, but that'll come with time. So let's get straight into it. Okay, let me go to my screen so I can see it. All right, so in TD, so I have a skull, and then I have the skull again. So this skull is going to pretty much be set to whatever scale you choose, as long as it can fit into the frame. So I have mine set to 0.1, and then the second skull is going to be set to 0.02, and that's going to be your outline. So what you want to do is you want to create two materials, texture your skull, and then texture your material. You want to use a constant for your back skull. You're going to use a constant, set it to black, and keep alpha on 1. Then you're going to go to common, click on your blend transparency, reverse subtract. All this was where I left it when it clicked on reverse subtract, but you can copy these just in case it's not the same. And then you're going to click on separate alpha function as well and put that on add 1, 1 minus source alpha if it's not already set to that. And then everything else I didn't touch besides coal face is set to front. Um, and then with all that, you now have your inverted hole where the back texture is now peeking a little bit over the front texture and it's creating that outline. And what you want to do to get more of a hard shadow on your model, I'm still not fully achieved that, but what you want to do is you want to put on distance attenuation on your light and then play with the attenuation start and end and roll off until you get the desired hard lines you want. Because if you look at it, yeah, you can see it changing. I know it's spinning. I should stop it, but I'm being difficult. um, let me stop it. Go back to your light. You mess with your distance attenuation. Your front and back roll off. You know, you can get some really interesting results messing around with all that. But I'm gonna change that all back to how I had it, and I'll mess with that a little later. But that's essentially inverted hull in TD. So uh, the reason why I wanted to discover this method over using just your standard edge edge detect is because, oh god, when you use an edge detect, it picks up on every small nuance of your object, textured, untextured, 3D or non 3D. So if you use just an edge in your final composite, it's gonna look like this. You're gonna get a lot of just like unneeded details in there. Like, yeah, you had these hard edges. Well, those hard edges are probably from it picking up on the 3D object behind it, but you can see all those like lines where the shading, the shadows and stuff start. You don't want that. That's not what you want to achieve that toon look. So here it is, inverted hole. I hope this was a good how-to video and or tutorial, little quick and dirty one. So enjoy it. Make cartoons in Touchdesigner.